Hey everybody, welcome back to Nasty Nate's Garage. Good news, I just got back from dinner and as promised, I have some of the Makita AliExpress, I don't know if you want to call them clones or knockoffs or, yeah, I've seen some of that thrown around the internet. Actually, I've had a couple show up, but we're going to go one at a time and just kind of assess each one video by video. All right, so I was going to start with the 1/4 inch impact, but because I do have a project coming up that I actually do need a drill for, we're going to go ahead and start with the drill. Today we're just going to be opening the box and looking at it. So I do have a battery here, but I don't think it's got any juice in it. But I do have a charger on the way. I'm expecting it here, hopefully by the end of the week. I've got a couple more batteries on order for it as well. But let's go ahead and let's just crack. I've been dying because this one I've been sitting on for a few weeks now. I haven't even opened it yet. So let's go ahead and get this one opened. Once that charger gets here and I get some juice in these things, we'll bring it back and then we'll actually put these things to the test. But right now, let's go ahead and just get this box open and let's rock and roll. All right, so we're at the bench here, and here is what I got. Like some of the other stuff, it came in a box. I can feel a part of it now, not even inside of the bubble wrap. That's not bubble wrap, but it's some sort of air cushioning. So that's got me a little concerned, but let's go ahead and crank the sucker open and let's see what we got. All right. All right, we got a bag and a bag. Perfect. There's one bag down. I see what I mean. It's kind of, here's the last bubble, and this thing's just sticking out here. It doesn't appear to be damaged or anything, but kind of crappy job on the packaging. Must have been on a Friday. Do they work Monday through Friday in China? I don't even know. Do they work Henry Ford's hours? Not sure. All right, there we go. Well, we got her open finally. And here's what we got. So we got the, what do they call this thing? The Makita DDF487. All right, first glance, it seems all right. It's brushless. Let's see here. It has the, so it's got the adjustable torque up to 21. It also has, I can't remember if that's a drill or hand. So it's got a bunch of different settings on here. Well, just the one, I guess, plus the torques. But, and I doubt it's gonna work, but I did open this already, so sorry. But this is literally how it came, like as I'm opening it. There was no, this wasn't wrapped in anything or anything like that. So, and this is a Makita compatible King Tree 21 volt, 3 amp, which I don't know how it's gonna work when this is supposed to be an 18 amp hour battery or a 18 volt tool. It's sure it'll be fine. I think you can go up to 20 or 21 on these. But there we go. Well, there's a little juice in her. It does have 2 speeds. That's low, and that's high. I do like how compact the motor and everything is up the top here. That's kind of nice. Oh, and it does, oh, nice. And the other thing I like about this, especially over the DeWalt, is the motor actually locks when you want to tighten your chuck. That's huge. I love that. So yeah, I mean, pretty good little knockoff here. It does say, man, I'm a man of a certain age that needs glasses now, so I have a hard time reading this. Made in China. Makita made in China. It's got a bunch of symbols. I don't know what they are. Some stuff in Chinese. And then it's got, you know, so that's kind of what I was trying to read there. It's got, like I said, a bunch of, I needed my glasses and they're upstairs. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to putting this to the test. So essentially what my test is going to be is I've got one small area. Actually, let's just take you out there real quick. All right, so got this small area here that, oops, that we're redoing. We had, I think somebody thought they were buying bullet nose edgers when they just bought regular brick, and I didn't want to correct them too harshly. So we went with it for a few years and they just looked like crap after a while. So I pulled all that out. And the shrub we planted here died anyway, so, and you can't kill a hosta. So we went with that. So those are actually 4x4s that were left over from my deck. I went and routed the edges to kind of round them off a little bit and, you know, make them a little, I don't even know, a little less squarey. So that is going to be my drill test, and this is not going to be a huge one. But I do have to go get those super long. I think they're called, are they called, I can't remember what they're called. Are they like pole barn nails or something like that? Those big, long 9-inch nails. That's funny. So I'm going to use those to fasten them to the ground. But I got to run and go get some weed block and a couple bags of, at least one bag of mulch, probably, yeah, maybe two, before we can do that. But that's where I'm going to be testing this drill out. We're going to have the big bit on there, and we're also going to have to use a spade bit to do a little countersinking on it, just to get the nail head below the surface. So that's what we're going to be looking at doing. And as soon as I get an actual battery charger, so I know if it's full or not, and everything else, we'll go ahead and bring you back in and bring you out here and let her rock and roll. Yeah, I was looking everything over here, and another thing worthy of note while we're waiting on that charger to get here is this is a 3 amp hour battery, and it definitely feels like a 3 amp hour battery. There's no meter on here to tell me how much juice is left in it, so that's kind of a bummer. That would be nice to know. But I am shocked that there was any juice in it at all when I got here. So, but I really do like this thing. It's from the weight perspective. It's good, has a good weight to it. It does feel a little more consumer grade than commercial grade, especially over the DeWalt, which is actually hanging right here. Pull it down. Throw a battery in it. I don't have a 3 amp hour, but this is probably the closest one. This is a 6 amp hour battery, so it's not quite a fair comparison yet, but weight wise, this is way lighter, but I think a lot of it's probably in the battery too. So if we just go tool only, I guess. Yeah, even then, this is way lighter. We'll go ahead and put this thing to the test when the charger gets here, so I make sure I got full juice, and we'll see what we come up with. All right, hey everyone. So we're back with the AliExpress Makita DDF487. As promised, I've got a little landscaping project I'm going to be working on here, and I'm going to be using this to just kind of put it through its paces a little bit. It's not going to be a huge project, so I don't know how much of a pace I'll be putting it through, but we're going to be giving her a whirl here, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so I've got some 4x4s here that I've put into the ground to kind of add a little landscaping border to my yard. Sorry, I got to really crouch down to get everything on camera here. So I'm going to be starting with a spade bit. I'm just going to be countersinking that a little bit for the nail head to fit below the surface. And then once I have that done, I'm actually going to drill the hole all the way through and then go ahead and place the nails in. Putting 4 holes in here for the 10-inch nails I have. So we're going to be doing a 3/8" hole, 4 of them, and then obviously doing a little countersink for the nail head with the spade bit. So here we go. Alright, so it actually kind of struggled in a couple spots, but overall it didn't do too bad. And of course it's starting to rain. Sun's out. How is that even possible? It's been raining for 5 days. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and drill the 3/8" holes now and see how it does with that. Immediately, I can tell you right now, I like that the chuck actually works as the chuck should. I can actually tighten it in without trying to turn the motor over, unlike the Chinese DeWalt's we got. Here we go. Something here. I don't know if I'm blaming the drill bit, not the drill here, so. There we go. Punch right through it now. Hey, you coming to help Dada? Yay! Come here, Winnie. Winnie, wanna see? Yeah. Yay! Oh, that's you. Yeah, thank you. Go see Mama. Alright, so my little helper came by to, check on the work and make sure it was satisfactory. But, yeah, I don't know, the longer piece here on both holes, I hit something and it, I don't know, I don't think it's the drill. I think there's something going on with lumber, because on the shorter one, punched right through, no problems. First impressions are I like the weight of this. It's very light. I don't know if it has quite as much power as the Chinese DeWalt's. And with that said, I am using generic batteries. These are no name. They are Aborn's 99 watt hour, 5.5 amp hour, 18 volt batteries. So, backstory on the batteries. Actually, let's curl up for a little storytelling time here. I can't really give an AliExpress review on batteries because I only got one of all like the 3 I ordered, and the first charger I ordered was bad out of the box. Second charger I ordered, I don't know if I misread the ad or if they just ran out and sent me what they had just to fill the order. But I got an EU plug when I know I ordered a US one. I ended up having to go to the Rainforest website in order to get the right charger, and I ended up having to go to Evil Bay to get the batteries. So this isn't a full blown out of the box. Well, it's not out of the box. You know what I mean? It's not a full blown review of all AliExpress stuff. But it's the same Chinese crap, just from a different retailer. So I don't know that I've put this through enough yet. I've got more work like this I'm going to be doing in my backyard here coming up hopefully the next couple weeks. So maybe I'll whip this out and keep going with it. It does feel a little warm after 4 countersinks and 4 holes, which is a little odd to me, but it did what it was designed to do, so I can't knock that. I do like the weight of it. It's very light. I mean, it's super light compared to my Craftsman's and my Ryobis. Depending upon the size of the battery, it's probably just a little bit lighter than the DeWalt. But first impressions are, it's okay. I honestly like, so far I think I would say that I like the DeWalt DC D805 from AliExpress better. And they're about the same price. So yeah, I'll go ahead and hang on to this. We're going to go ahead and use it when I do the more work like this in the backyard underneath our deck. When I just finished that. This was year before last, but it's time to do something with the underneath of the deck. The half dead grass, half weeds, half crap is really starting to get to me. So come up with a plan. I've already got a plan, so I just want to take care of it at this point. So yeah, we'll see you in the backyard in a few seconds for you, and probably a week or 2 for me. Alright, as we kind of talked about before, when I did the front, I had some more of this landscape timber. Well, this is actually leftover 4x4s from the deck, but everywhere else around the bottom of the deck, I'm going to go ahead and use landscape timbers, but just for right here, I'm using a couple leftover 4x4s. And this isn't a permanent solution, and I'm not even here to give you landscaping advice. We're here to look at the Makita DDF487. So yeah, here we go. last little stretch to do here, a little one there. The one that I drilled that was over here the other day, I ended up pulling up and moving over there because it was a little warped and it wasn't working here. It actually the ground played the warp perfect over there. Again, this isn't a landscaping lesson. I'm not your guy for that. I'm just trying to throw something temporary here as the grass continues to die underneath the deck, and throw some mulch down here and a weed barrier, obviously, just to get by until we can figure out what we want to do long term for landscaping. But so I just didn't want you guys to get confused, seeing me drilling holes in the same timber twice. It's not the same. I pulled it up and moved it over there. So go ahead and get started and wrap this up, and give you my final thoughts on the DDF487 Makita drill. Hey everybody, just kind of doing final thoughts and wrap up on the Makita DDF487 we use to put some landscape timbers in around around the front or outside the garage here, and then around back to underneath the deck we had put in a couple years ago. My impression is this: I'm underwhelmed with it. It did everything just fine, I guess, and for whatever I paid for it, 30 some bucks, it actually is a pretty good drill for 30 bucks. Like, I don't remember what brand I bought it at Harbor Freight years ago, thinking, oh, this would be great for something cheap to kick around. No, it was a pile of crap for the same price. So, and that was years ago. It's probably 50 bucks at Harbor Freight now. But, so if you are looking for some piece of crap to kick around, this isn't terrible for that. Again, something you want to leave at the cabin, or if you're going to leave it at the cabin, get something better. But if this is something for, like, maybe, you just want to leave in your camper or whatever, it's probably fine for that. If you're going to have something at your cabin, get something a little bit better. But would not obviously recommend this to anybody in the trades. I wouldn't call it a POS, but there were certain things about it I didn't like, other than the fact that it just feels really cheap. The way it rolls on, so, I don't know if you guys can hear this if you want to listen. Sorry. Do it again. It just rolls on the power. It's not instant on like a lot of drills are. And I was struggling with that. There was times where I was trying to control the speed of the bit, going through things, especially with that spade bit when I was just trying to countersink it for the head of the stake. I had a hard time with that because it kept, it would, you would pull the trigger, and then you try to walk the speed back a little bit, and then that variance in the beginning really just screwed me up. Made it really hard to try and to control the speed on the bit itself. So that's a big negative. There are a couple things about it that are nice, like, you know, obviously if you guys have been following the channel, all 21 of you so far, and thank you for subscribing. You'll remember that the DeWalt, you know, at least this, when I go to tighten the bit, the chuck stops, it tightens, whereas, you know, both of the knockoff DeWalts I have won't. It just spins, you know, so that's one positive on this, but even compared to that, everything else feels cheap. It just doesn't feel like a nice tool, which is kind of a shame. But for the price, like I said, if you're looking for something to just kick around and you don't care about it, this is probably good. But I think there's better things on AliExpress than this. Hell, I'd even say the DeWalt was better, minus the chuck. So, you know, there are things out there that are better than this, even on AliExpress. I do have the knockoff Milwaukee's here. I've played with them a little bit. They're actually really nice. As soon as I have projects for each one of them to put them through their paces, I will absolutely do that. But I don't have anything really coming up right now that I can show you guys or try them out with. So, yeah, I would give this a solid C-, maybe a D+. I wouldn't say don't buy it, because it did do everything that I asked it to do. It just could have done it better. And it's not like I was drilling small holes. You know, I got 3/8 inch stakes that I was drilling holes for, and you know, countersinking those with a, I don't remember what size spade bit that was, a 1/2 inch, I think. So, you know, I mean, I was doing more than basic stuff. I mean, I guess it is pretty basic, but, you know, I wasn't drilling tiny little holes to, you know, put some screws in. You know, these are big holes I was drilling. So, and it did it, and, you know, there was some times where there were some hiccups, but I don't think that was the drill. I think I have some really crappy drill bits that I need to upgrade. So, yeah, I'm by far probably the most disappointed with this. If the ad for this one's still up, I will go ahead and post it in the link. If not, I will find the next most comparable and post that, and I'll let you know that's what it was. So, yeah. If you're looking for something cheap, go for it. I personally would probably look at something else. But I'm glad I tested it. I'm glad I did it, and I'll be happy to send this one down the road. If you like this content, please give me a like, and if you want to see more of it, hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you nothing, and I'd love to have you along for the ride. We do have the review of the 1/4 inch impact coming up on this. I know I've been teasing it for a while now, and I just have to carve out the time, and definitely need to do the service the transmission on the Titan, and change the oil too. Maybe I'll just do it all in one video, even though there's a gazillion oil change videos out there. So yeah, we're gonna do the transmission service on the Titan coming up here soon. If I find the right projects, I've got all those Milwaukee's that I'm gonna review. So yeah, got some stuff coming up. So like I said, if you like this kind of content and you want to see more of it, hit that subscribe button, because there's definitely more coming. That'll do it. Have a great rest of your day, week, evening, whatever time of week, day, month you're watching this. And we'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching.